Please, allow me to show you something.
Welcome to our brand new series, One Great Hand, in which we ask a world-class player to talk us through one of their favourite hands. In this episode, we feature a hugely successful player, author and teacher of the game, Andrew Robson, talking to bridge professional and former junior international Shazad Nat. Over to you guys.
Hi Andrew, thanks for coming on today.
Hi Shazad.
How are you doing?
Yeah, pretty good, thanks.
So you've agreed to talk to us about one of your favourite hands. Can you just set the scene for when you played this?
Well, actually, it was just a few days ago, fresh in my mind. It was in the spring foursomes in, normally in Stratford. Actually, this year it was in a motorway junction hotel between Stratford and Warwick. And we had struggled into the final, and the Hindon team had sailed into the final undefeated. So having already beaten us, this was the very early board. I think it was board 4 in the whole match, 64 board match. So always crucial to get off to a good start. And this was the first deal that I actually declared. And my opponents were my old partner and friend, Tony Forrester, playing with Graham Osborne. So, there was bragging rights at stake as well. And I was, reasonably keen to try to make this vulnerable game.
Fantastic. So can you start by talking us through the auction? So Tony opens a diamond.
Okay, so Tony's West opening a diamond. You have to bid a spade with that north hand, although you know that if it goes pass, pass, double, pass, 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 you're going to go for a big number with that barren sort of shapeless hand. But you bid a spade. Graham Osborne passes, and now actually a treatment I strongly recommend to all of you sort of serious players in a decent partnership is to play that your unassuming cue bid is always 2 clubs, because that is a much more common bid than bidding your own suit in response to your partner's overcall. So Alexander Allfrey, my partner, he bid 2 clubs. Now, the fact that he's got clubs is purely coincidental. His 2 club bid showed a good spade raise to at least 2 spades. And it just gives you a lot more room to develop the auctions in the most common situations after the UCB. So if he happened to have clubs, then he would have to bid the opponent's suit. So that would be 2 diamonds. You have to swap those 2 bids round. So he bid 2 clubs. Tony slid in a bit of 2 diamonds. And now we actually play here that we're not auction forced. So we could theoretically pass out 2 diamonds if our hands now look quite defensive, although that won't happen very often. So when I actually chose to bid 2 spades, I was saying that I wanted to play in 2 spades. I wasn't showing a great, overcalling hand far above minimum, but I didn't have some diamond holdings such as Queen Jack and another, which might be more suited to defense. So I bid 2 spades, pass. Alexander has some really good cards there. So he moved with a naturalish value showing bid of 3 clubs. And I felt I was worth a tiny little try for game. My queen of clubs looked better. So I thought I would bid 3 diamonds. That was Tony's suit. It's a bit of a grope, bit of a noise, really. And I felt that I wasn't very good for my bidding, so that if my partner now were to bid 3 hearts, which would be a last train, I would just sign off in 3 spades. Similarly, I would pass 3 spades if that's what he bid. But he actually bid 4 spades. Okay, so I knew it was probably a thinnish game. Hoped my queen of clubs would be a good card. So Graham Osborne's leads the 10 of diamonds, and I know from Tony's bid and rebid suit, and also from having the 9, that this is top of 2. I suppose it could be a singleton, but almost certainly top of a doubleton diamond. And well, it felt to me like the right start was pretty clear. So I didn't take very long on tricks 1 and 2 and 3. I basically won the ace of diamonds. I crossed to the king of spades, and I led a club towards the queen. And it sort of had to be the right play. So Tony went in with the king of clubs. I thought he'd have it for on the bidding. And Graham played the 2 of clubs, and they are quite good count givers. And I felt that was likely to be an accurate count card. So the 2 showing an odd number. And so I thought good. Clubs are probably 3-3. Okay, so after the king of clubs, Tony then led the king of diamonds. And Tony wouldn't have known whether Graham's diamond holding was 10-9 low, and whether I had only 2 diamonds, dummy diamonds, and Graham had 3, or the layout that was. So I didn't, it would be fatuous for me to play the 9 of diamonds from my hand, because that would give the position away. So I played the 7, hopefully smoothly, and the 6 and the 8. Okay, and now at the next trick, Tony switched to the 8 of hearts. Right, so it wasn't going to be that the 8 of hearts was top of 2, because that would give Graham king, queen, 10, 9, and another heart. And he'd have for sure scraped up a negative double after 1 diamond, 1 spade. So that 8 of hearts was going to be Tony's 3rd heart, very likely from a 3-card heart holding, exactly of the sort that he's actually got. So we know he's got 6 diamonds. We think he's got 3 clubs, first because Graham has signalled count, but also because I sort of need the clubs to split 3-3 to make the hand. So if Tony's got 3 hearts, 6 diamonds, and 3 clubs, then Tony has only got 1 spade. So I tried the jack of hearts, although it didn't particularly matter. I thought I may as well find out where the queen and the king of hearts were. So I tried the jack of hearts. Graham covered with the king, and I won the ace. And now I led a club to the queen. Maybe Tony could have false carded with a jack to make it look as though, in fact, he had king jack doubleton. And then maybe I would play Tony to be 2, 3, 6, 2 in ranking order, but tough play to find. And anyway, he didn't. So now the way is clear. I'm playing the layout to be what it is. So at the next trick, I lead a low spade. And when Graham plays low, I finesse the 9. And Tony discards. So now I play ace of clubs, which pleasingly reveals the hoped for 3-3 split. And I throw a heart from my hand, and now I play the 10 of clubs. And I throw my last heart. Now all Graham can do is ruff and play a heart, but I can ruff it, and I can cross to the queen of spades, drawing Graham's jack. I can now cash the 7 of clubs, dropping my remaining 9 of diamonds, and that is 10 tricks, which was nice. They didn't make it at the other table, so we did go out into the lead in the match. However, we had a disaster at both tables on the next board, and then we missed a game on the following board. We ended the first set down, and we never, ever had the lead again. And in the end, we conceded with a set to play, and they were the better team on the day, Francis Hinden's quintet.
Very nice hand. So I find it quite interesting that your counterpart at the other table was also able to work out that the spades were 4-1 and played a spade to the 9, but they didn't make the contract. And the difference was the play went broadly in a very similar way, but the difference was when West switched to a heart, they ducked the trick, and now they'd lost 1 trick too many.
Yes, Jeffrey Allerton. I think what happened at the other table, the other slight difference is when the West hand won the king of clubs, the first 3 tricks going the same way, the West hand didn't cash the diamond, just immediately switched to the heart. But you can still win as long as you win the ace of hearts and you do exactly what I did. So he was pretty close to making it, actually. Just duck the heart, as you said, unnecessarily. Yeah,
sometimes it looks like a standard expert play to make these ducks, but doesn't always get where we want to go.
Quite right. Duck and no dinner.
So as you said, you're playing against your old partner and teammate of many times, Tony Forrester. Have you got any stories that you can share with us from your time playing together?
Well, Tony and I, we've been partners on and off for over 30 years, and we're good friends. He's godfather to one of my daughters, and we'd rather be on the same team than playing against each other. So to be honest, we don't like to play against each other when we have matches, particularly because we sort of feel ourselves as teammates. We've We've had many highs and lows. I remember there was one occasion quite a long time ago where we had a big misunderstanding, and we played in 3 spades redoubled on a 4-0 fit. Tony had redoubled for rescue, and I thought he was confident of making it. And he went 6 down, redoubled vulnerable. So we lost 3,400 points. This is in an international match. Then on the very next board, I had a very tricky 5-club contract to play. And Tony was fuming the other side of the screen. I could feel his energy wafting across. But I managed to make it. Actually, maybe we'll talk through that on another occasion. And that was a pretty fun deal. And actually, he did toss a little bit of paper over the screen. Well played, he said. So that was fun. We played in a 1-1 fit in the European Championships a few years ago when I passed his splinter. And so we've had plenty of highs too. We have won a lot of tournaments together. Most heartbreakingly was, I think you could say, the closest England or Great Britain has been to winning the prestigious Bermuda Bowl since we won it in 1955. Was in Chennai in 2015 when we were leading the semi-final against Poland with 1 board to play, and then we lost a part score swing on the last board to lose the match, and then we were leading the 3rd, 4th place playoff against USA with 1 board to play, and again a swing against saw us lose that as well. Being very, very close to hitting the big time in the Bermuda Bowl, but we have won a lot of other stuff. So yeah, Tony's a good mate, always will be, and I was delighted that he won the Spring Foursomes that weekend.
Thanks very much for coming on, Andrew. It's been great to have you, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Pleasure.
The pleasure's all ours, Andrew. It was a joy to watch that hand, and to reside momentarily in a fantasy world where I would have found the same play. Coming back to reality, I agree with one of the Viewgraph commentators at the end of the hand who said, "And that's why he is there and we are here." If you'd like to watch and learn more from Andrew, you can find his acclaimed instructional bridgecasts where he runs through an interesting deal every day by going to andrewrobsonbridgecast.com and choosing your level. Join us soon for more great hands with more great players.